Hey, it's John with Vision Advisors. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're taking the opportunity to jump on this webinar on demand. Let me welcome you to an exciting opportunity to take a look at a new life insurance product. You know, we don't see life products come to market as often as we see annuity products. And when something comes to the market that has something unique and a value-added story that gives you an opportunity to start a conversation, we here at Vision Advisors want to make sure that you know about it. On the call with me today is our good friend, Michael Zimmeretti from National Life Group. And Mike's going to be introducing a brand new life insurance solution today. And as we get towards the end of this, we're going to be sharing some actionable items so that after you finish watching this webinar, getting an opportunity to get your head around the product and how it's built, you're going to see 3 or 4 opportunities to go back through your database and to look to see, is there an opportunity to get with an individual that maybe meets one of the criteria that you're going to see outlined today and start a conversation. Because if you can start a conversation and you can identify a pain point and show your clients how the solution you're bringing solves their problem, that's how sales made. And you're going to have a unique opportunity to do that today as we get a chance to look at a brand new solution called Basic Life. So Mike, thank you for being with us today. I'm going to turn it over to you and look forward to an opportunity to go a little deeper in this exciting new UL solution.
Well, thank you, John. And as always, on behalf of myself and the National Life Group, thank you again for another opportunity to share more exciting news in a year that the year 2020 has just turned out to be something that not only unexpected, but when you look at challenges being thrown your way, particularly all of us in this industry, you just have to shake your head and scratch your head and say, what's coming next? And you know, a lot of people like to say that with challenge comes opportunity. I'm one of those believers. And this product today is very timely because it's very simple and people are looking for answers to solutions. So, you know, we're very well known in the industry for being a leader in indexed universal life. Those are exciting products with exciting assumptive returns. However, there's a segment of the marketplace that really likes a simple answer to their financial affairs. They don't want to get into the complications of indexing, and certainly they're worried about the volatility in the markets. And my gosh, we've got so much to look at in there. So again, we're proud to be a leader in the industry for our ULs, but there was a gap in our portfolio. We repriced, as the entire industry had to do, all of your life portfolio. So we repriced our term portfolio. We introduced a new, very flexible whole life product called Total Secure to complement those IUL sales. But now closing the gap in our portfolio will be this new exciting fixed universal life, or as we call it, an FUL. And we're going to call it Basic Secure because it is what the name implies. It's basic, it's simple, it's going to be fun to present. And I think you'll see a lot of people enjoy the simplicity of it. I think because of what we are going through this year, let's set the stage and landscape as this ever-evolving, challenging year, as I mentioned. Many new scenarios are presenting themselves. Agents in general are repositioning and reinventing themselves in the ways they approach new and existing clients. As we know, some areas in the country are locked down. There are a lot of clients, prospective clients, that just don't want the physical contact. So virtual selling has really come to the forefront. And we're going to discuss how we've embraced that at National Life. But first, let's examine where we're at today. And I'm coming to you live today, or recorded today, August the 3rd, 2020. 5 trends that are shaping our industry. Well, number one, there's interest rate pressures galore in the market, which the life insurance industry, really has to face as a challenge. There's also some new regulatory environment coming to us near the end of the year on November 25th, where Index Universal Life will continue to face scrutiny and challenges with the way they illustrate their products. So there'll be a lot of change coming there. Data continues to play a growing role in underwriting as the interest rates, and you'll see how I'm parlaying all this together. It kind of A leads to B, B leads to C, C leads to D. Because of the interest rate pressures on the insurers, their products are not as profitable as they were when they designed them. So now we have to find ways to, for lack of a better expression, rob Peter to pay Paul. And in the underwriting process, which can be expensive, and a lot of people don't think about that, there's a cost to that. And embracing data and easy underwriting to be able to go to no fluid, not going out with paramedics to collect fluids. And by the way, this year has had some casualties in the paramed scenario, where one of the leading paramedical companies has gone out of business and just couldn't send people out into the field because of the pandemic. So easy underwriting is at the forefront. Data will continue to feed that. Information security, you'll see a tightening of HIPAA and communications with home office with your clients with encrypted emails because of international and homegrown hacking that is going on, trying to get into people's annuities and life insurance products to take loans and make withdrawals. Digital tools will continue to increase the speed of service, and this is what I wanted to talk about, National Life embracing the so-called new norm. We're enhancing our electronic app service to you and your clients, and we'll be able to do large cases as well as small cases, but also we've added an electronic policy delivery to that. So with easy underwriting, we've increased, and we'll talk about that in a bit, we've increased the limits on that. But the bottom line is, now that you are facing a virtual environment, and we go to number 5 with the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent unemployment, there's opportunity here to speak to your clients or prospective clients through FaceTime and Zoom calls and Ring calls and whatever media outlet you want to use, and be able to obtain electronic signatures. So I never thought in my 30-year career I'd be sitting here and telling you, maybe for the first time ever in the insurance industry, you don't have to go see your clients at all. Never shake their hand, never walk into their place of business or their home. You can do everything over FaceTime and electronically, which adds to a lot of comfort and a lot of speed of service. But again, I think these trends are really shaping our industry, and it's timely. We've embraced that. So realistically, we are where we are. So let's look at life insurance today, the evolving landscape, as I like to call it. And you may ask, before I talk about this product, what are agents doing in this pandemic and in this virtual selling system to attract new clients? Well, number one, they're going back to their existing clients and they're doing reviews, and they're doing it virtually over FaceTime, et cetera, as I mentioned. But what they're doing is they're establishing a conversation with their clients, because their clients want to know what other people are doing and what other people are thinking in this new financial era. When I say new financial era, well, what do you mean by that? I said, well, we're looking at not only the pandemic and the unemployment that it's going to cause and the consternation to our country and market volatility, but also we're in the midst of political and social unrest and upheaval, which can also lend to the volatility of the financial world. And with a major election in the offing in November, and wondering what will come of that, and with two different diametrically opposed parties with different views on taxation, people are concerned of escalating taxes. We're concerned about escalating debt. It's a revolving wheel. So it's a great opportunity to have clients get your opinion, and for you as an agent to establish your commentary. Now, why do I say all that? Because this Basic Secure will be a simple solution to a lot of people's concerns. You know the old expression, what keeps people up at night? Well, Mr. or Mrs. Client, they may be kept up at night by wondering, there's global tension out there on top of everything that's going on in our country. What's the dynamic going to look like? Maybe I want to put my money in a very safe spot. It's very simple to track, very simple to follow, and I don't have to worry about the market collapsing or crashing. I just want a fixed rate, and addressing this new norm, I need to get my affairs in order in my life insurance. 43% of Americans do not have life insurance. Here's an interesting scenario. And everything I'm saying, you can use in your conversations, because think about this. There's going to be a lot of unemployment out there, and that means a lot of people are going to lose their benefits. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for 401k rollovers, to be sure, but also people are going to lose their group life insurance plan and disability and things like that. And it just benefits through that they normally got through work. So 57% of Americans have life insurance, but I think a lot of that that'll decrease with layoffs and furloughs. So there is a big perceived need to have life insurance. And wouldn't it be nice to be able to go in with a portfolio that can go from simple, basic to sophisticated with one partner, the National Life Group and LSW. Basic, secure, fixed universal life will give you the protection that families want and the benefits of that we are famous for with our living benefits. It's life insurance that doesn't have to be too complicated. Basic life insurance, it's permanent, it has living benefit and optional riders, no equity market exposure. It's really getting back to basics. And you have a guaranteed death benefit. You've got flexibility with the universal life chassis, but you don't have to really learn about indexing and options and allocations and all of these different things and buckets and maybe changing it every year and retooling it. It might get to be too much stuff for your clients, but having a declared rate would be something with a minimum guaranteed rate is something that the doctor ordered, and I think a lot of clients would really welcome that. So here we are at this point of the presentation. If there's a slide that is worth $1 million, here it is. What is the goal that we set out to achieve with our clients? Well, we want to give them protection. You know, I call annuities retirement, I call life protection, but in a portfolio of protection, just like any, and I love this analogy, John always laughs when I use this analogy, but realistically in the financial services business, we're kind of like doctors. You know, our clients are our patients, and the carriers are kind of like the pharmaceutical companies. And here are some medications, you know, in the medicine chest. And now we've got the cap closed, because if you look, we have temporary renting death benefit vis-a-vis term, which we have 10, 15, 20, and 30-year level term with LSW, which you can convert to any of these products on the right. Most companies do not have a strong conversion privilege like we do, and they give you a conversion product that's kind of, to be polite, watered down and not very competitive. But now we have the ability for you, the agent, to go in and speak to all sorts of folks who are going to be all over the map in terms of financial planning and their ability to pay premium or to be able to do certain things. And one of those things is, well, do you want to buy term? That's renting. Well, yeah, but I like that IUL that you talked about, but boy, you know, when I looked at that illustration you showed me, I think that might hold me back a little bit with my budget. I don't know if I can afford to make those payments each and every month, each and every year. I have kids going to college, I got kids in high school, or whatever. You know, I'm self-employed, business is up and down, volatility, etc. So now we have the ability to say, well, if you feel that way, maybe we'll draw the middle and we'll go with a fixed universal life. It's lower cost, it's a permanent solution to term, and you will get some cash accumulation, maybe not what you're looking for, but you have the ability to put more money in down the road. So it's a nice in-between product rather than just saying, well, folks, it's either term or IUL. And whole life on the right, that's a whole new story. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, but it offers the highest level of guarantees, and cash value accumulation is guaranteed. So it has its own scenario. But again, you really have this portfolio now at your fingertips to really write, back to my doctor analogy, you do the workup on your client, you do the fact finding, and then before you write the prescription for the medication, you now have that ability. Basic fixed universal life insurance gives you that alternative to term, affordable permanent life insurance protection with some cash accumulation. Now, it's not going to be anywhere near an indexed universal life, but you still will get some cash accumulation there. It's very basic, very simple. and you're going to see why in a second. But you also have the living benefit story. We have the terminal, chronic, critical illness, critical injury that has made us famous in the marketplace. We have been synonymous with putting the life back in life insurance and creating a scenario where it's life insurance you don't have to die to use. And I think you're all familiar with that story with us. Getting to basic specifics, this product can be issued from age 0 to 85. We use age nearest birthday. The minimum face amount is $50,000. Now, I've had some people say to me, Mike, I write a lot of final expense, and I wish you would have went down to $5,000 or $10,000. But we found at the National Life Group that our average policy minimum face amount was around $50,000. So we stuck with that number. And this isn't really meant to be final expense. It could be, but again, it is an alternative term. You can see all the fees and associated with this, a policy fee of $10 a month. The initial rollout illustrated rate is 3.30. That rate can change every year. There's a minimum interest rate guarantee of 1% for the life of the contract. You can see the premium loads here, 8% year one and subsequent years. There is a bonus that is a guaranteed account value enhancement bonus, 0.35% in policy years 6 and beyond. We do have rolling target premiums. So what that means for those of you that don't know what a rolling target is, some companies do it, some companies don't. If a client doesn't pay, if they're paying minimum premiums and they haven't gotten to their full target premium, you still will make your commissions in the second and third year until they've achieved that initial that target premium. So that's interesting to know, particularly if you're going to be writing some minimum premiums on these cases, which you will, because some people are going to want to use it as a term alternative. There's some blending involved in here. You can do a one-to-one blend, which will give you a cheaper policy. You take less commission because it's non-commissionable blending, but it's a nice addition when you're competing in a competitive position or using it for family members. And loans, we have a variable loan rate, and you can see it's essentially a wash loan after the first 10 years. Issue ages and rate classes, you can see here that we have quite an array for you to look at. Easy underwriting, everybody wants to know about easy underwriting, and we've increased from 2 million to 3 million from age groups 18 to 50. This is, again, no fluid, no paramed. I love it because one of the barriers to this industry has always been the invasive inspection of a person's private life. And some people just don't like a paramedic coming to their home or business, weighing them, putting a blood pressure cuff on them, asking them personal questions, and then obtaining, blood or urine samples. That's pretty invasive. In this scenario, I want to make it very clear, this isn't guaranteed issue, but we will make a determination whether we need that paramed, and 60% of our business, 60, is coming through our engine very, very smoothly with this easy underwriting program. We're going to look at the database, we're going to look at the application, we're going to look at MIB, we're going to look at the prescription database and LexisNexis and derive our offers from that. 2 levels of death benefit guarantee. There's a 10-year policy protection period for the actual lower minimum premium that clients can pay. And then there's a death benefit protection rider, which guarantees up to 20 years with a higher monthly guaranteed premium. The only way to explain this is for you to obtain an illustration and read through it, and it'll make a lot of sense if you see it in writing. Very simple process. Policy protection period keeps the policy going. Again, this is current assumption, so it's not guaranteed to 100 like a guaranteed universal life. But as John and I have talked, my good friend John at Vision Advisors, normal life expectancy is around age 85. So again, this is, if you want that extra period, you certainly can fund it a little bit more, but policy protection period is 10 years, generally speaking. Death benefit protection rider, again, for more premium, you get a little bit more protection, and here it is. From age 0 to 54, you get a 20-year guarantee. From 55 to 64, 15, et cetera, et cetera. ordinarily, these don't really come into play unless a client is going to look you in the eye and say, what happens if we get to a Armageddon financial situation where we do have to go to a 1% minimum interest rate guarantee? Will this policy hang in there? And that's when this death benefit protection rider is really important to know about. I like this new guaranteed insurability option. You will lock in your client's insurability and allow them to purchase additional life insurance at option points, attained ages, as you can see here on the screen, 25, 28, 31, 34, 37, and 40. And then there's special option points when an insured gets married and or the birth of adoption of a child. It's always nice to know you can go back in and do a review and with no muss, no fuss, kick up the policy. And you can see this is available to issue ages 0 to 37 for LSW. By the way, you see National Life and LSW on the screen. Once again, LSW, based in Dallas, Texas, is a subsidiary of the National Life Group, who is 172 years old. And LSW is most of you will write LSW unless you have clients in New York State. If you have clients in New York State, you would use National Life paper. But for the rest of you, LSW will be the carrier of choice. We've talked about tax-free loans in the past and withdrawals. This also has the ability to withdraw. You have a contractual right to borrow money from the insurance company. The company can't say no. It's a nice system to do a little be your own banker with. And I think this is really the cherry on top of the whipped cream, on top of the ice cream, because again, for those of you that are partners with us, you've heard of this book, Cause, a business strategy for standing out in a sea of sameness. Jackie and Kevin Freiburg are noted international authors that many years ago did a bestseller on the success of Southwest Airlines. And they basically, in the premise of their book, said Southwest Airlines basically came in and stood the airline industry on their ears by everything different that they did. And they came to us, Kevin and Jackie, and said, you guys are like Southwest Airlines. You guys, meaning National Life and LSW. You've created the living benefit story, and you've just turn the industry upside down with giving people the ability to pick and choose benefits and having this very efficient life insurance coverage that is almost akin to a Swiss Army knife, that you've got death benefit, you've got tax-free living benefits, you can overfund the policy and get tax-free money. On our IULs, we have income guaranteed for life. And now we have a charitable matching gift rider. I love it because what it is, it's at no additional cost. The policy owner names an IRS accredited charity as a beneficiary. So if it was me, I might leave something to my church or the SPCA because I love animals, and John knows I really have an affection for dogs. So if I leave some money to the SPCA, and National Life, when they see that upon my death, will also make a donation to my charity, not to exceed 2% of the base policy to a maximum of $30,000 per policy. That would be very, very cool for people that like to donate to their church or to the American Heart Association, Cancer Society, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This, my friends, is a tremendous talking point, a tremendous sales idea, and it's built into the policy. It reminds people that you could take a sliver or a portion of your death benefit, leave it to a charity. Well, wouldn't it be nice if the carrier kind of teamed up with you? And we absolutely do. Other riders, just like with everything else we have children's term riders, everything you could possibly want. And again, in kind of semi-conclusion here, keeping in our theme of our portfolio, life insurance you don't have to die to use. Accelerated benefit riders at no additional cost will allow you to access all or part of your death benefit. Remember that. You can take part of your death benefit tax-free while you're alive if you experience a qualifying terminal, chronic, or critical illness or critical injury. And again, with people that are furloughed and have lost their jobs, and I'm not saying that this is going to take over for health insurance, but when you have to scramble and look for option B and option C and option D to come up with money, I think one of the biggest bankrupters in America has always been financial bankruptcy and due to medical costs, and business owners having to lose their businesses due to, think about this, and this is an interesting scenario today. What we're going through with the pandemic, we're seeing this force on everyone in kind of a dry run when you really think about it. Business owners were forced to shut down for a few months, and they're slowly opening. Look at the financial devastation. Now, the government has introduced programs to help them out, but think of a business owner in a normal world that is shut down because they've had a heart attack, or they've had to go into an aggressive treatment program for cancer, including surgery, chemo, radiation. There's a financial cost to that because a lot of business owners are the secret sauce to keep their business going. Either the business shuts down, it folds, or they have to hire somebody to run it in the interim. So I think it speaks to itself. The living benefit riders are phenomenal. So as we close out our discussion on Basic Secure, let's look at what kind of a client would fit a fixed universal life. So James is 26. He's married with one young child and another one on the way. He's a warehouse specialist, and his wife and him are dual income earners now, but he's soon to be the sole owner when she gives birth. So he's just starting out in his career. He's got student loans, he's got a mortgage, he's got a growing family. He needs a permanent solution to his life insurance to protect his family. And because he's a homeowner, it's kind of like he doesn't want term, he doesn't want to rent. So he would like to own his life insurance as well. So this would be a tremendous vehicle to help insure against, mortgage payments, putting kids through college. If something happened to James, I think we know the rest of that story. So building on the foundation for the future, this is a great starter product for young families. Term conversions. There's a lot of people out there that have term, especially with us, and there's nothing wrong with buying term. A lot of people just want to start out and feel their way around with some term and rent it, just like a first-time, a renter before they become a first-time home buyer. So having this in our portfolio, they don't have to just convert to whole life or IUL. There's now this fixed universal life. And Carrie, who's 42, she'd be the type of client. She's married with 2 teenagers. She's a nurse. I'm sorry, Carrie and his wife are actively saving for retirement as well as their children's college expenses. They need more than a term policy that they purchased a couple years ago, and they may keep the term and additionally contribute to this new policy. So, but their mindset is they're market risk averse. They need to keep every penny working for them, and they just can't deal with the volatility and the downside of the marketplace. And now this is an interesting one, protection in retirement. How many people who are baby boomers or approaching retirement still need to have protection? And they're really jostling with what kind of term do I buy, because it's going to be really expensive. And eventually it's just, I'm going to run out and I'm not going to have any protection. I want to own mine. So Susan's 58. She's married with 2 adult children and 3 grandchildren. She's a middle school English teacher. She's thinking about retiring next year, and she's going to lose her group term coverage through work. So this is a nice play into a death benefit protection at an affordable premium, and I think the rest speaks for itself. Finally, anyone doing business with National Life in New York, there will be some additional Reg 187 basic secure training that you need to complete, but your good friends at Vision Advisors will guide you in that regard. So John, I'm going to kick it back to you. I think we covered the ground today on Basic Secure. Any thoughts?
Mike, thank you for that. I think one question that may come up, and I'll let you go ahead and answer it, is there the ability with this product to do a paid up policy, or is this only a pay-as-you-go option?
This is a pay-as-you-go option, but we have a PDA account where if you wanted to take a lump sum and put it in there to feed the policy, but it's not like whole life. You still have to, sufficiently fund it.
Very good. As you and I have talked about this product, Mike, as we wrap up, it creates a unique alternative to just selling a guaranteed death benefit UL. And the fact that you got to go in and your clients have got to arbitrarily decide, how long do I want the contractual guarantee? This product gives them the flexibility inside of one chassis to be able to adjust and make some changes, but keep it a very basic, simple program. And it's interesting, as we've seen with this coronavirus pandemic come out, people are gravitating back to the simple, back to the understood, back to the products that have stronger contractual guarantees. And with the markets going up and down and sideways, some of the IULs, to a lot of folks, they don't want that if come. And so the ability to be able to present a solution for your clients that are much more conservative in their focus, want something that they can own, not rent, again, doing away with the term scenario, this product fits a very unique niche in the marketplace. So let me encourage you, as you've got an opportunity to think into the strategies we talked about today, whether you're that young, working with that young client that maybe he's got another family member on the way, the ability to blend this product with a non-commissionable term makes it extremely affordable. And then if you've got somebody that's transitioning out of the term world, or somebody that's moving into the twilight of their career and about to lose their group coverage, what an amazing opportunity to be able to bring a solution with some strong contractual guarantees to it. Not have to worry about an index crediting strategy to be able to make the product function and to grow. This fits a unique niche in the marketplace that you're going to want to take advantage of. So when you're ready for your next illustration, which hopefully is going to be right after you get off the watching this webinar, you give us a call here at Vision Advisors. Our number is 1-800-505-8489. Let me give you that number again, 1-800-505-8489. When the voice prompt starts, hit 0, and that'll immediately take you to the first available sales representative, and we will answer your questions. We'll gather the information necessary, run an illustration so you can see the uniqueness of the basic secure product. Hey, Mike, on behalf of all of us here at Vision, I want to say thank you for the support you and LSW and National Life Group have given us over the years. We value our partnership with you. I appreciate you being on the call with us today and sharing this new innovative life solution. And we look forward to you, producer, watching this call to have an opportunity to let us help you put some basic life into your clients' hands. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.